Fix a 4-hole button on garment. Flat buttons do not always come with just 2 holes. There is another type of flat button that has 4 holes in it. You will see that the attachment of the button and fabric is stronger when a 4-hole button is used rather than a 2-hole button. 4-hole button has the additional advantage of being preferred when it comes to sewing on a thick fabric. Since a 4-hole button is popular in use, you should learn how it is fixed on a garment. Objective: at the end of this class, you'll be able to fix a 4-hole button on a garment. Let us first familiarize with the tools and the materials that you would need to fix a button with 4 holes on a sample piece of fabric. You would need a button with 4 holes, thread, needle, thimble, a piece of fabric, and a pair of small scissors. Now let's watch how to fix a button with 4 holes on a sample piece of fabric. Step 1. Thread the needle. Thread the needle and pull the thread halfway through. So that the 2 ends meet. Then tie a knot at the end of the double thread. Please note, we are using a thread of contrasting colour for demonstration purposes alone. In real-life situations, you must select a thread that matches the colour of the button and the garment. Step 2. Sew through the fabric. Enter the needle through the front of the fabric at the position where you want to fix the button. Go through all the layers to give it a secure base. Sew back up through the fabric. Step 3. Position the button and fix it. Place the button through the point of the needle. Go up through the button and back down through the diagonally opposite hole and through the back of the fabric. Don't pull the thread tightly. Instead, leave a gap between the button and the fabric to create a shank later on. This gap needs to be bigger if the fabric is thicker. Again, enter the needle from behind through the fabric, and now through one buttonhole that is not sewn through yet, and back down through the diagonally opposite buttonhole and into the fabric. Repeat twice the loop through the fabric and the button. Each time catching the 2 diagonal pairs of holes. Step 4. Create a shank. After your 4th round, pass the needle from the back of the cloth to the front again, but this time don't go through the button. Instead, wrap the thread around the loose threads in the gap. Like this, you will create a shank. The shank is like a trunk that holds the button up. Step 5. Finish fixing the button. Then pull the needle through the shank 2 times and back through the fabric. Make a couple of stitches through the existing stitches on the back. This creates a strong anchor. With the last stitch, create a loop and pull the needle through that loop. Now snip the end of the thread so you don't have anything hanging, and that's basically how you sew on a button. With that, we come to the end of this class. Before we leave, Let's recall what you've learnt in this class. You learned how to fix a 4-hole button. Step 1. Thread the needle. Step 2. Sew through the fabric. Step 3. Position the button and fix it. Step 4. Create a shank. Step 5. Finish fixing the button. You have now learned how to fix a button with 4 holes. Take our next class to learn how to fix a reinforced button.